refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take a few to lose. Built to win, apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse.
Good evening, nighttime, morning, afternoon, wherever you at. How you doing? Welcome to another episode of RBO. It's your boy Vaughn here to break down some more basketball topics for y'all today. Before we get started though, like, subscribe, share this video with anybody that's a basketball fan, NBA, WNBA, it don't even matter. We talk all basketball here. And then we also have a link down low if you want to join the R2L family. You can click that link down low, join the family. You get invited into chats on Instagram where we have tons of fun talking about all different sports. You'll definitely enjoy yourself. And also, down low, we have all the different shows on the network. Lock in with those guys too. We touch on a little bit of everything from baseball, boxing, to college games, soccer. We do a little bit of everything on the R2L network. So definitely tap in with the family as well. You will not be disappointed. And without further ado, we're going to get started and jump right into our topics. So our three topics today, we're going to react to the season opening schedule, all the games they have for the season opener. We're going to react to all those. Just talk about those for a quick second. Then we're going to talk about Bobby Portis or Norman Powell. Did the Bucks make a mistake? I mean, did the Miami Heat make a mistake by, taking Portis with the Giannis deal, which made them miss out on Norman Powell? And then last but not least, we're going to talk about the youngest team in the WNBA, the Washington Mystics. We're going to talk about what this team has done this year. They surprised a lot of people, including myself. And we're just going to talk about them and just how ready they've been looking as the playoffs are getting closer and closer. So the first topic we're going to dive into, we're going to talk about this opening day schedule. Banners, bling, and bad rotations. It's going to be a little bit of everything, I feel like, for that opening day, for sure. We're going to see what coach had on bad rotations, for sure. But for opening day, let me get this schedule up for y'all. Here we go. For the opening day, we have 3 barn burners. 3 games that I think are going to go down to the wire. Starting off first at 3 o'clock. This is on October 20th on a Tuesday. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which is quite weird. You have the Celtics in Detroit playing the Pistons. I think this is going to be a wonderful showcase. I think it's going to remind us of the old times when it was one superstar on each team, because right now the Celtics have Jason Tatum. They do have a PG who can reunite, resurrect his career, I would say, and just go out swinging a little bit more than he has in the past couple of years. He can go out swinging with this Celtics team, so he can actually be an all-star talent for this team. Then against the Pistons, led by Cade Cunningham. Still, don't know if they're going to keep Duren or they're going to get rid of him in the signing trade. We just don't know what's going on with that right now. They still have guys out there. Like I think they should go after DeMar DeRozan. I think he can play that PG role that PG is playing for the Celtics. He's not the best 3-point shooter, but he's just an old veteran guy that can still get a bucket. But I think that's going to be two games that a lot of people are going to, if you're off that day, I'm not sure if it's a holiday. I don't think so. But if you're off that day, you're able to catch that game. Lucky you. That is going to be a really good game, in my opinion. I don't think neither team is just way better than the other. I think they're kind of evenly matched, to be quite honest. That's if the Pistons, they keep Durant or they pick up a DeRozan or something like that. But I do like the Celtics versus the Pistons for the first game because it lets us see. Because what's one of the number one things everybody want to see this year? What Jason Tatum going to do? Is Jason Tatum about to take over? Like Celtic fans been wanting him to take over for the past, I don't know how many years since he's been probably his third year in the league. They've been wanting him to be that guy. And now this is his opportunity. What is he going to do? Is he going to, following up after a Jaylen Brown-led season where they was top 2 in the East, MVP candidate, almost averaging 30. They did get bounced in the playoffs. But Jason Tatum came back towards the end of the season, which a lot of people felt like he should have set out and just let Jaylen Brown have this season, come back stronger next year, because you end up getting a little hobbled at the end of the season, which carried on to the playoffs, which led to your actual injury. So I do think that you have to show us something, man. Yes, it's only the first game, but this is against a Pistons team who's known to play defense, known to have defenders, and you're going up against an up-and-coming superstar in the East, in Cade Cunningham. So it's going to be Cade versus Jason Tatum, and it's going to be, I think it's going to be a wonderful showing because both of those guys can get buckets. The next game, we got the 76ers versus the defending champions, Knicks, in New York. The banners going up, rings getting passed out, and all that good stuff. And I think it's a good thing for the Sixers to see that, to feel that, especially a guy like LeBron who's done it, 4 or 5 rings LeBron got? 4 times he's done it. And it should put a battery in the back of this team because they made heck of moves, man. They made a lot of moves. Jaylen Brown picked up Jaylen Brown. They picked up LeBron. They picked up Anthony Simons. They just been picking up a lot of players, and Dean Wade. They got the new GM Bob Myers over there making things shake, and they put a lot into this season because we've been trusting the process for years now. He helped Tyrese Maxey grow. I'm gonna give him credit for that because I remember times he was telling Maxey shoot the ball, and Maxey, he don't hesitate at all no more. But LeBron James, the commissioner was waiting on Brown to make a decision because he knew he wanted to put him on opening day. He could have went and played for who? Well, he could have went and played for the Pelicans. He would have put him game 1. He know that. He ain't like, come on now, bro. So the Knicks, who didn't really, they didn't make that many moves in the offseason. They're pretty much coming back as the team that they were last year. Just re-signed a couple of guys. They did lose Big Mitch to the Celtics, which I thought was a big loss because without him, they would not be champions right now. But Cat is a guy that can fill that void if he just had to play. He got to play big, that's all. But then to end the night off, they did disrespected the Cavaliers because Cavaliers did make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. But hey, I guess that Bron ain't signed there, so the Sixers took your spot. That's kind of crazy that LeBron James, 40-something years old, is still making this much headway in the NBA. That shows how great he is and just how elite he is, just as a player on the court and also off the court as well. Then we have probably the best game of the night because a lot of people felt like this was the best series in the playoffs. That's OKC Thunder playing against the Spurs. We get a repeat of the Western Conference Finals. Hopefully, the Thunder can come in there fully healthy. And we want to see, because last year we saw a lot of inefficiencies from the Spurs. We saw things like Wemby needs to get a bag. We saw that Stephon Castle still has them turnover tendencies, and he has to work on his jumper a little bit. Same with Dylan. The coach as well. His rotations at time wasn't that great. Keldon Johnson shrunk once we got to the finals. Like he was nowhere to be found. So this team has some making up to do. Even though they did make it to the finals, I can see this game. I can see them coming out strong. And then you got the Thunder, man. You know, J-Dub should be back. AJ Mitchell should be back. And I'm pretty sure they smell blood. They're trying to get their get back. We know this is just a regular season game, but I feel like all three of these games, people are trying to set the tone. You know, the Celtics versus the Pistons. Jason Tatum has to set the tone on how the season is going to be. 76ers versus the Knicks. 76ers, they have a new everything almost. Not everything, but two big additions. So they have to set the tone as a team to let people know that they are one of the top contenders in the East, not just on paper, but what we about to put out on the floor as well. Then the Thunder versus the Spurs, man, doesn't get no better than that. You know, you have the MVP, the reigning MVP going against the reigning chosen one, I must say. Everyone is pushing Wemby to the front. Well, he's going to be front and center this game. Is Chet going to come back with some aggression? Is he going to go back at Wemby? There's a lot of things that I can't wait to see from this game. But I do think that the league did a good job with opening day. That 3 o'clock game is a little weird. However, it does make it feel like there's basketball on all day that day. So that's a plus. You know, I might have to take off. Like, I ain't going to take off. But it's at 3 o'clock. I should be able to catch that game for sure. And, yeah, man, what a way to kick off the season. We got 3 games that I think a lot of people want to see. I'm not sure a lot of people want to see the Pistons. No disrespect to the Pistons fans. But, you know, I'm a huge K fan. I definitely want to see that. So it's going to be a good opening day. Let me know who y'all got winning. I could do an early pick 'em. You know, this early. This is play around. I'm going Celtics, Knicks, Thunder. Yeah. Celtics, Knicks, Thunder. Only team that's going to defend their home is the Knicks, in my opinion. But it's early. We still got moves to be made, and guys still got to, you know, make it through camp. We hope everybody's healthy. But, yeah, opening day should be a movie for sure. Speaking of movie, I was on IG scrolling, and I saw Bobby Portis clapping the back at Norman Powell. So I'm like, hold up, what's going on? So now we got to talk about bully ball buckets. Did the Miami Heat make the right choice when they picked up Giannis and then they also acquired Bobby Portis? They didn't move on from Nikola Jovic, and they left him with no money to re-sign a Norman Powell, a guy, in my opinion, who was y'all go-to bucket getter last year. We know Bam dropped the 83 points and all that good stuff. We know that, you know, but on a night-to-night basis, Norman Powell was that guy for this team, in my opinion. When you watch, he's instant offense. He doesn't waste too many dribbles. He's a solid defender as well. And this team went the opposite direction. They did not extend an offer to Norman Powell. Norman Powell ended up signing a 2-year, $45 million deal with the Chicago Bulls. That's like $24.5 million. I mean, that's $22.5 million a year, which Bobby Portis is currently making. It's crazy because if they just made a couple moves, Bobby Portis is making $14 million, and then he's making about $15 million, which is followed with a player year. The player I thought they should have moved on from, maybe they couldn't find nobody to take him, but Nikola Jovic, he's 23 years old. He's a young guy, but he hasn't really shown a lot, in my opinion. Like, he hasn't shown me he's a really good shooter. He hasn't shown me he can rebound great. Like, he's not really good at nothing. He's just a good player, in my opinion. Like, he can do a little bit of everything. He's versatile. But he doesn't do nothing very, very well for me to be like, I'm not moving on from him so I can keep my bucket getter in Norman Powell. I think this is going to bite them in the butt, really. You know, you roll out there with Davion Mitchell, Andrew Wiggins, Bam, Giannis, and you probably start Tim Hardaway maybe, or Pele or somebody. That's not enough. You feel me? When the going gets rough and it's time to get a bucket at the end of the day, do they have a guy that can do that? Yeah, you got Giannis. Yeah, you got Bam, but I watched Giannis last year when he played with the Bucks. I was not impressed. Yeah, he averages normal points, but but it felt like empty calories. Like teams know you're gonna do yours, bro. It's like we can strap everybody else around you, and then when the going gets rough at the end of the game, we build that wall on you and make you hit jumpers. And you still haven't really got good at hitting jumpers yet. So I think them not making moves for Norman Powell is gonna hurt them, man. Norman Powell is a certified bucket. And then when you have guys like Giannis and Bam out there with a Norman Powell, it makes it even better. We're going to see how this offseason has treated some players. I'm a fan of Davion Mitchell. He plays both ends. He can score the ball. He can shoot the three. He can pass. He's a pretty good point guard, in my opinion. Bam Adebayo, you're going to have to show me something this year, my boy, because it might come down to you having to get some late game buckets. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have Tyler Hero out there jacking threes. You know what I'm saying? You still got Wiggins who's going to get his shots up. He's going to hit this. He's going to shoot his threes, but we're going to see if you develop your offensive game, because you see that you have a game, but you're not aggressive enough on a night-to-night basis, shooting that midi or even attacking the basket, because you're faster than most big men out there, but you don't use your speed to your advantage at times. You can kind of fade away on the offensive end. So this year, they're going to need you to put up 20-plus a night. Yeah, you have to put some buckets up, my boy. So what Giannis on your side, it's going to be real interesting. That's all I'm going to say. Hopefully, your three balls gotten a lot better, because you're going to have open opportunities playing with Giannis, my boy. But I do think they kind of dropped the ball on this one. They could have, find somebody to take Jovic. Maybe, if you're going to get Bobby Portis, I'm not mad if you are able to move around other pieces and retain a Norman Powell. I do not think this team is a high contender. Anything can happen, of course, but I don't think they have all the necessary pieces to truly contend, because Giannis is really good, but he's not that good to carry a team in the way I think he's going to have to carry this team, especially in the playoffs. So bully ball or buckets. Looks like the Heat wanted bully ball, so the Chicago Bulls, they went and picked up the buckets. So let me just let y'all know how the interaction went between these two. It was quite funny, in my opinion, because I don't think, I don't feel like Norman Powell was taking a shot at Bobby Portis. I just thought he was truly speaking his mind, and he was speaking facts. So he was speaking with a newspaper speaking with but speaking with some people from the fadeaway world. So I guess they're a sports outlet, and they was asking him, did you expect to get re-signed from the Miami Heat? Norman Powell said, honestly, I thought I would be back to Miami throughout the course of the year. We knew they wanted to get Giannis. We heard some rumblings that Norman and Giannis sound really good. So I thought that was the play. So then he said that he felt like when it was time to make, he said, but it seemed like they were like, if you want Giannis, you have to take Bobby Portis. And I think that played a part with the CBA rules and the hard cap with sending money out and receiving money. That put a tough swing on things in my eyes, but I could be totally wrong. That's what Norman Powell said. Bobby Portis goes on X, formerly known as Twitter, and he goes, yo, Norm, I always respected your game. He tagged him. Just let y'all know he ain't sneak dissing. From a distance. We in the same draft. Shout out to 2015. I remember that draft class. Only about 9 of us left, but keep my name out your mouth, brother. I ain't no throw-in piece from champ to champ, respectfully, King. Be blessed, brother. Bobby Portis, you are, bro. Like, you are a throw-in piece, bro. I'm sorry. And there's no shame in that. You feel what I'm saying? If your man Giannis saying, I ain't going over there unless y'all get my boy because I'm trying to bump with him. Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with that. You feel what I'm saying? You're not a superstar, nothing like that. Trust me, I'm picking up Norman Powell over you. That's me, personally. If I was in Miami, I'm like, listen, Giannis, let me sit you down. Listen, bro. I know that's your boy. But no, he get them buckets, and we need some buckets sometimes. So we might gotta, you know what I'm saying, let your boy stay in Milwaukee so we can get this, re-sign these buckets back. Or you know what? All right, listen, Jovic, we gotta bring in Bobby. He about to take your minutes. We gotta bring Norm back. They should have did what they had to do to bring Norm back. But Bobby Portis, don't get all upset, man. He ain't trying to dish you or nothing. He just really speaking facts, bro. You were a throwing piece for Giannis. No shame in the game, dog. It sounded like he was mad. I could see him typing, his eyes all big. All right. That's NBA for y'all today, man. You know, talked about the opening day schedule. It's going to be packed with action, in my opinion. I think we got some really good matchups to watch on the first day. And it starts at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you're a person that likes to watch basketball early in the day, or you got a spot that's not that crowded early in the day, this is your time to shine. We got about, 2 more months. So we're almost there. All right. Last topic. We're going to take it from the lead of NBA, and we about to jump over to the NBA. We about to talk about my Mystics. Shout out to the Mystics, man. This is the youngest team in the WNBA, the youngest team in the NBA. But guess what? You see what they say down there? No more sitting at the kids' table. We've been having top 5 picks, last 3 years, I think? Last couple years, let me just say that. And then we end up, I felt like last year, I felt like the draft really bolstered our roster. We picked up Sonya and we picked up Kiki. I thought those 2 pickups changed the dynamic of this team. And currently this team is number 6 in the whole W. They're in the mix. They're only 2 games behind number 3, which is the Aces. You know what I'm saying? So they're in the mix still. They can jump from 6 to 3, maybe even 2, depending on what Golden State do. But right now, this Mystics team, man, they young, but they ready. And let me tell you what I mean by when I say they're ready. Now, what they say wins championships? Defense. Now, we all know basketball, it's about putting the ball in the hoop. I get that. Basketball is about putting the ball in the hoop. That is facts. You can't win just strapping up all day. You gotta get some buckets. You feel me? But did y'all know that this young team, the youngest, I must add, in the W, you know what they're doing right now? Right now, the Mystics are the number 1 rebounding team in the W. And it's not like, normally when the rebound stats come, it's like the first place 35, second place 34.6, third place 34.2, 30. No, they're like 3 rebounds ahead of number 2 right now. And the reason for that is because they're 2 bigs, Kiki and Shakira Austin. Oh my goodness. They're both top 5 in rebounds. Shakira Austin's averaging about 10 rebounds, 9.6, and Kiki's averaging about 9 at 9.2. And I think that is the strength of this team. They have 2 bigs down low that get down and dirty. We played against the Aces, and Aja Wilson is the best player in the league, and she's a big. She dropped 38 on us, and we still won the game off our bigs. We play against Angel Reese. She's one of the most aggressive bigs in the league. That does not faze our girls. Neither one of them. I remember Kiki first year. I forgot who we was playing. This is how aggressive she is. So I'm laughing, but it's funny. It was a rebound, and her and the girl got tangled up. And she just slammed her to the ground. Like, yo. She just slammed her to the ground. Like, yo, this girl is super aggressive. I love it. I mean, who don't want a nasty big? A big that is willing to get down there and get dirty, get boards, block shots, finish in traffic. And both of these girls do that. I want to give a shout out to Shakira Austin. Ever since All-Star break, she's been on another level. Another level. I think she's top. I'm gonna show some respect to the other girls because I do watch the Mystics more than any other team. She's top 5 big in the league. And it's because of her versatility. She can put the ball on the deck, get a bucket. She can hit the three. She got a little jumper from the midi as well. She got post moves. She blocking shots. She's a really good rebounder. She does literally everything. She checks every box. And she a dog. So when you got two solid bigs down low like that, it can work wonders. Now, this team is, I think, on the bottom in points per game as far as scoring the ball, which I don't think is going to be a problem for them because they keep games close with their defense. They're second in points allowed, 82.7. I think the Golden State Valkyries are number one at 77 points. The third, they're tied for first with Golden State for the field goal percentage that they hold opponents to. That's 42.5. And they top 3 in rebounds allowed and assists allowed. So they've been really shutting people down, and it's not by forcing a lot of turnovers. They forced the least amount of turnovers in the league while having the most turnovers per game in the league. That's the youth showing in those moments. But the one thing I think this team, they know is that if they keep putting pressure on teams, keep defending, and you in your defensive possessions with rebounds, you have a great chance of winning. I've been coaching the summer league this year, and that's been my motto: play defense, get a stop, rebound, and run the floor. You're gonna win if you have more possessions than the other team, or you limit their possessions. 9 times out of 10, you will win. Shout out to Sonia Citron. She is 14th currently in scoring, averaging 17 points a game. Shakira is right behind her at 16, and then followed by Kiki at 15. So it's 15, 16, 17 for their top 3 scores, which I think is you just need some type of, what's the word I'm looking for? You need to be able to spread it out sometimes. And some games, Shakira might drop 28. Sonya might drop 25, or Kiki might drop 20. Everybody is involved. I want to talk about 2 players off the bench, and that's Lauren Betts. We just drafted her this year from the women college champion UCLA Bruins. That's where she went. And then we got Cody McMannon. She's my favorite player off the bench. She's the favorite player. Shout out to my boy Tom. Definitely how he won the R2L tournament. Hey, man, defense. You set the tone defensively. And that's what the Mystics do a lot. When you watch them play, they swarming. And like I said, they 2 girls down low, they don't budge. You're not pushing them over. You got to really fight to get buckets down there. And I love that about this team, man. So Cody McMannon and Lauren Betts off the bench, they help solidify our bench. Lauren Betts, she's like 6'7", and she's getting better and better. I feel like she's getting more and more comfortable out here playing in the league. This is her rookie season. She's getting a lot more comfortable out there playing. So I think last game before last, actually. So her previous 3 games, 4 points, 4 rebounds off the bench last game. 6 points, 6 rebounds off the bench. But against Atlanta, 5 points, 11 rebounds off the bench. See, these are things that matter. Shakira comes off the floor. Who gonna pick up the rebounder? Lauren got it. 21 minutes, she had 11 rebounds. Whenever she plays, she played 20 minutes another time against Las Vegas. 13 points, 3 rebounds. So anytime she's out there, she's making things happen. She's getting blocks. She just, and her little midi ain't that bad, I must say. And her touch around the rim ain't bad at all. Then we got Cody McMahon. She comes off the bench. She's like a dynamite. She attacks relentlessly, going to the basket, and she plays with a lot of heart. We beat what team was that? I think it was Dallas. We beat Dallas, and they didn't have her on the scouting report. and she put up 18 that game. I think that was her season high. No, she probably had a 20-point game this year. Season high, 18 points. Yep, season high. She put a post up like, y'all should have had me on that scout report. I love that, man. I love that. You like the number one thing I like about this team is everybody's young. We got one. We just picked up Haney Hamilton. I believe that's her name. She's a veteran. She's like 31. But everybody on the team is young. I think we need a little more better play out of Georgia at the point guard position. A lot of games she doesn't even score. She does get assists. However, you're the point guard. You gotta give us a couple buckets. We don't need you to drop 30, but 0 points. Come on, man. We have a young Spanish lady. I believe she's Spanish. Alicia Flores. She's a guard as well, 5'9" guard. And she has some promise, I must say. She played a couple games this year, and I was like, whoa, maybe she should start. So our coach is doing the best he can. I know a lot of Mystics fans early in the year, we was kind of complaining about. It was like, you know what? It's all good. We be bad this year, one more year, it's cool. We're going to get Juju walking. Hey, y'all, we ain't getting Juju, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all right now, we are not getting Juju. So shout out to the Mystics, man. Good to see some playoff basketball with these ladies this year. And hopefully, you know, they keep on playing this defense and, you know, the lights aren't too big for them, which I don't think it will be. I like the team, man. I think we're very well-rounded with a silky smooth and calm, collected player in Sonya, and then those two ferocious bigs down low, followed by the two young players coming off the bench, adding flair to the game as well. So shout out to the Mystics, man. It's a beautiful thing to see the youth movement in DC. So shout out to the Mystics, man. That's all I got for y'all today, though. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this video. Like I said, with anybody that's a basketball fan, we also have all the shows linked down low in the description. Also, there's another link to become a member with the R2L family. Make sure you tap in on that as well. If you just like to talk sports, and you know, be in there all day, every day. So baseball, football, hockey, you name it, boxing, we got it all. So click the link down low, become a member with the R2L family, and you will not be disappointed. Give a couple shout outs. Shout out to I gotta give a shout out to this guy. Shout out to Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook has retired, man. And I want to say shout out to Russ. I don't think we're never going to find another player like Russ. The dude went 110 miles every single game. Now, some of it messed him up, but a lot of it made him who he is as well. Coming out of UCLA, he was not projected to be a superstar in the NBA, especially on a team with a guy like KD over there. He was so fearless in moments that he would just try to take over the game. You know, a lot of players say he's their best teammate they ever had. His work ethic is top tier. He's a good guy off the court. Now, I have some problems with Russ. You know, I felt like he could have developed his skill a little bit more as he went, you know, as he got further and further into his career. But, you know, he's a triple-double king, man. He took the Wizards to the playoffs when nobody thought they would. When KD and them left, you know, won the MVP, averaging a triple-double. That 1 year when he won MVP and they made it to the playoffs, it was amazing. I mean, a lot of people say he was chasing rebounds and all that, stat padding and all that good stuff. Listen, averaging a triple-double is tough. If you stat pad on that, I'm sorry, especially at a point guard position. But shout out to Russ, man. Left us with endless memories of highlight dunks, game winners, just drawing back and forth. You know, it just good stuff for Russ. You know, even the media, y'all tripping. Like, a little bit of everything from Russ. So, shout out to Russ, man. I had to give him a shout out before I got off of here. He's a dog. And it's messed up. I feel like he can definitely help a lot of teams. But he probably, you know, he left the Kings. They wanted him back. I think it was another team that wanted him back. But he said, you know what, I'm just going to hang it up. I guess he just tired of all this. You know, a lot of people, the more they played and they're away from their families. They just want to be with their families. They made the money. They did what they had to do. And all the extra stuff, it's just not worth it sometimes. You feel what I'm saying? So shout out to Russ. You left a good mark on the game, my boy. And hopefully a lot of players coming up look at you and your work ethic and just how you go 110 all in. Shout out to my boy Vito. Hopefully they follow your steps in that, man, because it was truly amazing to see how hard you play every single night. So shout out to Russ, man. Great career. All right. Shout out to my Magic. Of course, we don't got no opening day, no Christmas, no nothing. We under the radar, so we gotta do something this year. We gotta have a great year. Paulo, Franz, stay healthy and be great. Shout out to my Steelers. Like I said, we have all the shows linked down low. This Friday, I will be on the Refuse to Lose show, and I will be talking about my Steelers. So if you want to tap in on that, the link is down low. Make sure you tap in with your boy, because I'm letting them people know. Shout out to my Nats. Like I said, the youth movement. We're doing what we can. I don't know if we're going to make the wild card now. We done dropped too many games in a row. I think after we lost to, I think it was the Yankees, we just lost like 2 series back to back. And now we're trying to regain our footing. But the race was so tight, we didn't have no room for no error. So hopefully we can finish strong. It's not over yet. James Wood, please come back healthy. But I do like the young rookie we put out there, the young pitcher that we put out there. I think it's Kent. Last name was Kent. Yeah, 3 strikeouts in the first inning. That's promising. But, yeah, that's all I got for y'all. I'll see y'all again next Wednesday, man, because y'all already know no real ballers going to.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.